Okay, so this particular sheet puts together two concepts. Concept number one, polyatomic ions. Concept number two, multivalent metals. So we have the polyatomic ions, which look like that. That is a polyatomic ion. And SN, you should have your periodic table with the red zone out. If you don't have one, you can come and borrow one from here. Okay, so if you don't have one, come borrow one from here. Oh, nope. Okay. All right. Is tin in the red zone? SN. Yes. So tin will need what? Yeah, therefore we need a Roman numeral. Okay, so now we have this thing which is red zone plus it's got a polyatomic ion. So you will be given a formula that looks like this one right here, SnNO3 2. How many SNs do we have? Tell your partner, how many tins are in that compound? One. How many tins? Sorry. Now, could you please go and on your green sheet, and if you don't have a green sheet or a pink sheet, you can come and grab one of those. Anyone need a green sheet? Sheets. There you go. Please go look up the charge. Please go look up the charge and name of NO3. What is NO3? Is it nitrite or is it nitrate? Nitrate. And you can ask yourself, again, how many? And this is where it can get a little bit tricky, is that we have two nitrates. Now, what if we have two nitrates, what is this 3 doing here? Okay, we're going to go back and look at the picture. Yes. It tells us the number of oxygens in a single nitrate. So if we go look at the picture over here, this is one nitrate, and it contains 3 O atoms, which is why it is NO3. But that 3 is just part of the one nitrate. How many nitrates do we actually have? We actually have 2. 1, 2 NO3s. So that's one thing you have to be careful with. When you have a polyatomic ion, you're always going to look outside of the brackets for how many you have. Okay? Gesundheit. No, I'm just waiting for people to finish writing. Yeah, so I'm just giving a little extra time because people need a little time to write. So, yeah. Okay, so if we then bop back over to the left-hand side of the page, always look at the number outside of the brackets. For how many polyatomic ions? Can I just call them PAIs? Polyatomic ions, because that's a long, long word to write. What if there's no brackets? What if there's no brackets? How many of a polyatomic ion do you have? 1. Okay, so even if it's like PO4 and there's no brackets, to ignore the 4, there's just one of them. Okay? So now we know that there is 110, and we know that there are 2 nitrates. So just like we did for regular monatomic ions, like chloride or bromide or whatever, we're going to write out all our ions. We're going to write out 110 and 2 nitrates. So here we go. Here is our 110, and here are our 2 nitrates. Do you remember what you need to find out next about those nitrates? See if you can remind your partner, and then I'll call on you. Remind your partner, what do you need to find out about the nitrate? I think, Adria, you had your hand up first. Yeah. We are going to find the charge. Okay? So everybody go and look up the charge of nitrate, NO3. What is the charge of nitrate? Negative. What does that mean? It's negative how much? 1. I'm going to write the 1 down even though you wouldn't normally, just so that we have less trouble keeping track of how many. Because what do we do with those 2 negative 1s? We add them up. Okay, so now we add, and we get, what's the total when we add negative 1 and negative 1? We net negative 2. The next thing we do is we go over and say the positive has to equal the negative. So how much positive charge do we have? We have 2 plus. And sometimes you'll have 2 positive ions, sometimes you'll have 3 positive ions. Here we only have 1. So all of that positive 2 has to go right there. So that's going to be SN2 plus. And that tells us that the Roman numeral is going to be 2. Okay. Okay, so let's go down and just look at what we write. We write 10 and then Roman numeral 2, because remember that was for SN 2 plus. That little 2 plus tells us that it is 2 there. Okay, next page. We have Fe PO4. How many Fe's? 1. How many phosphates? Whoops. This is tricky. How many phosphates? 1. Now, why is there that 4 there? Yeah, that 4 tells us that there are 4 oxygens in PO4. If we wanted to say 4 phosphates, 4 PO4s, we would have to say PO4 bracket 4. Because remember, whenever you're looking for the number of a polyatomic ion, you always look outside the brackets. But if there's no brackets, you just have 1. So if there's no brackets, around the polyatomic ion, you have just 1. No brackets, how many? 1. Over here, everybody, if there's no brackets around a polyatomic ion, how many do you have? 1. This side of the room, if there's no brackets around a polyatomic ion, how many do you have? 1. If you only have 1 of a particular polyatomic ion, what will you not see? You will not see brackets. Okay? How do you know how many of a polyatomic ion there are if there's more than 1? It's the number outside the brackets. Okay, good stuff. So here's a little picture of PO4 just to let you visualize that a little bit more. Here we have 1 iron and we have 1 PO4. That's our whole little group there. Okay. All right. So we have written out that we have 1 iron and that we have 1 PO4. What do we need to know about the PO4 now? Go find the... We find the charge. So what is the charge of PO4? 3 negative. And then, even though there's not much adding to do here, you will add to find the total, which is just 3 minus because there's nothing to add. And then what do you say about the positive and the negative? They have to be the same. Same number. And so we will have 3 positive. And so all of this 3 is going to go up here, 3 positive. So what will the Roman numeral for iron be? It will be 3. because the 3 tells us the charge. And so our name then of this compound would be iron, Roman numeral 3, phosphate. Okay. Are we good? One more time. I love your sweater, Jonas. It's fantastic. Okay, so if we have that, if there's no brackets, there's only one of the polyatomic ion, we've actually finished this, so I'm going to just skip over that. Let's try Cu2SO4. I'm going to do it over here, Cu2SO4, Cu2SO4. How many Cu? How many? How many coppers? 2, okay. How many SO4? Just 1 because there's no brackets. What will I do next? Yes?
Find the charge.
Not yet. Before I find the charge, I got to do something else. I have to, number 1, write out all the ions. Okay, so we're going to write out all the ions. So what will I be writing out for copper? Do I write Cu and then I'm done? How many copper were there? 2. So how many copper do I need to draw? I need to draw 2 copper. So I'm going to draw Cu and another Cu. Okay? So this is your write out all the ions. How many SO4? Just 1. So we're going to write out SO4, but we're only going to write it out once, SO4. Okay. Now, what's the second thing we do after we have written out all the ions? Find the charge, yes. So step 2 is find the charge. Step 1, write out all the ions. Step 2, find the charge. Okay. Who should we find the charge of? You're finding the charge of the negative ion, whether it's a polyatomic or a regular one. So go look up the charge of SO4. Yes. Yes. But first you have to find the charge of SO4 and tell me. Sophia, before you go to the washroom, you need to find your polyatomic ion table and tell me the charge of SO4. Pardon me? 2 negative. Look at you go. You didn't even need it. Awesome. All right. Now that we have SO4 2 negative, what do we do next? We Yeah, I mean, you can go straight to there. You can, if you can do this in your head or whatever, you don't have to write this all out. Okay, so don't feel like you have to write this out, but if it's helpful, absolutely do it. Okay, so the third thing we're going to do is we're going to add. There's not much to add because there's only one thing, so that's 2 negative. So that's step 3. Add. Step 4. The positive equals the negative. So that means we have 2 positive. And then the 5th thing we do is spread out the positive charge. Spread out the positive. So we're going to take our 2 plus and we're going to say, where does it need to go? It needs to go onto copper and copper, but I only have 2 positive. Those two things need to add up to give 2 positive. So if I take 2 positive and I spread it out onto 2 different things, what do they each get? Something plus something equals positive 2. What plus what is positive 2? Positive 1. Yes? So these are going to be 1 plus and 1 plus. And that tells us that the Roman numeral is 1. So we could now name this copper 1 sulfate. Okay. Would you like to see another example, or do you just want to go and practice now? Go and practice. Are we feeling that way? I think that sounds good. You can ask me questions. If you are ready to write your quiz 4, if you're not, you can do a little more practice on pages 24 and 25 or 26, 27. So that would be, let's see, Jasmine, Maya, Kira, Luana's not here, Alexia, we're still working on that. And then, Michael, you still have to do quizzes 2 and 3 at some point. Okay? Yeah. Because you were away on the days we did those. So let me know if you would like a little mini lesson on doing that. Okay? Oh, if you could just shuffle the leaves to me, and then the right hand gets rid of this one. That looks good. That looks good. The one hand. Yes. What? So you correctly put it out that each of these. Yeah. The charge on a single copper. That would be enough. Oh, yes. Oh, no, I thought that was, no, I think that was right too. Yeah, yeah, you're okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's good too. Yeah, so it's the charge of the single. Yeah, that would have, yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't want to get And what's the other one? Hi.
Pages.
Mm-hmm.
Versus one. I don't think so. +5.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. If you're feeling confident and you want to do quiz 5, you go right ahead. Okay? Right? Okay. But like it needs to be like more races of everything else here. All right. Lesson on how to do quiz 3 and 4, or sorry, 2 and 3. It's pretty straightforward, but okay. So you actually did some of this, yeah. So we were looking at the mono tetra. So we will need to know these at some point. Okay. And if you wanted to just do some practice, you can do some practice on those. Okay, so anytime you have these will all be non-metal plus non-metal. Plus non-metal. This is for quiz number 2. Okay. And they always, when you have non-metal plus non-metal, that's always going to be covalent, which means that you use prefixes. And the only thing you need to remember is that there's no mono on the first word. But yes, mono on the second. Finally, so no mono on the first word, yes mono on the second word, all of the prefixes all on the words. So if you wanted to try some of these, I have that for you. Yeah. Yeah. Only if it's in the yeah. I need some extra paper here, right? So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna decide, do I need to?
Yeah.
No.
Same
So
thing.
you
That's
probably don't
joining.
need it for this one, right?
Yeah, but how, yes. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I'm not gonna make that. But now it better be still. You may go to school. Okay, yeah.
This looks like you.
All the things. Good.
I think you're about to say this is so sad.
This looks like.
Oh, lots of stuff.
Looks like that's leading no.
But I'll let you know what
This is my
all the six will be.
Alright.
So there are six areas.
Here's like brown.
Yeah, it's the potassium.
No, let go.
But it's not opposite. It's kind of well.
Okay, so you fix this. Yeah? So I will have you do it a second time. Here, this one is, there's the right one, you'll do okay? Yeah. Working is yeah. And I'm actually.
I'm moving my feet.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put more outside.
No, that's you. Oh, shit. I see it. All the girls.
And that means you always want to be your positive card and be positive. Not the overall positive. No, because just remember that's on the outside of the bracket, so that's how you can. Yeah. No, no. Okay, yeah. So. Got it, yeah. Oh. And you're gonna to share with them. So that's the group learning and it's not really reversing. Yeah, it's like it's reversing that I'm going on. And there's not a lot of history, a lot of experience. And that's your positive round. I know, I'm really loving that time.
Still like that. I had three. To leave at 12. I wanted to leave at 12, so I gave it to me. No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is your solver. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome.
Okay, so that's good. Yeah. Do you want like a list of those prefixes over here so you don't have to flip that? Oh, actually, look, they're right here. So.
Are you good? Had it in a quiz form or something?
Oh, okay, I gotta get marking these then.
All right.
Adri.
Yeah.
Sunny. Yay. Jonas. Excellent. Hi. Thank you. Here, I'll just mark this for you right now. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Very nice. Now you don't have to make 2 trips. Riona. So with this one, you have a total of -6. Oh, I'm doing my 6 backwards. There we go. -6. That's going to give you a total of +6, but you need to spread that out onto 3 leads. So what would the charge of each individual lead be? 2. And so this is going to be a 2 because it's always the charge on an individual one, not the overall positive charge. Okay? Yeah. Rachel, there you go. Thank you. Liam. Why am I blanking on your last name? I've known it all year long. What is wrong with me? What's your last name? Oh, yes, of course it is. Celine. Okay, so you did really well on all of these. The only one was this one. And this one's a hard one because there's so many ions, right? So what you would do is you would write down 2 manganese, the Mn, and how many sulfates? How many sulfate? 5, right? This is a big one. This is a nasty one, right? So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are all 2 minus. Whoa, okay? So we go 2, 4, 6, 8, total is 10, -10. Which means this is going to be a total of 10, which means what are each of these? Yeah, so 5 and 5, so that's going to be a 5. Okay, 5 out of 6 is pretty darn good. Nice. Yes. Oh. So you can start looking at this is good. You can start looking at substitute. Okay? Yeah. Oh. And it's like, yeah. So you have 1 polyatomic and would you touch it on the other phones? Oh. So nice. Everything else is a polyatomic. Wow, I didn't see that.
I want a sticky note.
So you don't have a full note. One.
Guys, I'm gonna write
What is it? Smart. Two, so we got a popper and a popper. Front row ladies, heroes of good. Not the time you're doing makeup, it's chemistry time. Okay? I'm looking for chemistry all day long. Yes, so you will write down popper, write down. Oh, okay. I don't know, but there were names and words. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's awkward, right? Let's just say there's some drama going on right now. What? I just walked down from the people don't want to see my book. I'm just like, you know, as I have called it, you don't want to. You know, any drama around. Oh, like, yeah, you know, it's kind of different. You know, you kind of stay on my side. Oh. I don't think that's goes right. Right? You're like, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, you got progress. And then. Oh, I can look for me. I'm practice. You know, right? Oh, we know it's one. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Don't tell me what happens. Yes. Nope. We only ever have. I never use it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you're now going to go and try. No. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know where it is? Yeah? Yeah, help yourself then. We want his 2A. Yeah? Kayla. Go. Jaden. Where's Jaden? Oh, there you are. Good. Max.
It's just the Roman numeral I. This one, I think it, oh, actually, it's not just the Roman numeral. You looked up chlorate
It's a chloride.
and there's no L. So it's actually another carbonate.
Oh.
Right? Which would also change the charge. So you did actually get the Roman numeral correct if it was chlorate.
Right.
Yeah, so you're actually good on the Roman numeral. You just picked the wrong one.
Okay, so like
Okay.
5 out of 6?
5 out of 6, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi.
Do you have my quiz 4?
Yeah, I need to get these back. Joanne. Oh no, this is one that, no, never mind. Aaron, I have an old quiz for you. Joanna's not here. Yes. I don't know. Quiz 4. Sophia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it hit me. Yes, I do. I'm like, I know I saw it. Sophia, and I need to make sure it's written down. There we go. Perfect. Good, good, good. So, done with that one? So do not leave off any other prefix.
Oh.
Okay, first word. All right. So if you would like to review that one, or you can, you'll move on to quiz 3. Okay. The deal with quiz 3 is that if you have a metal plus non-metal, that is ionic, no prefixes. Okay. If you have non-metal plus non-metal, that is covalent. Yes prefixes. Okie dokie. So you get to decide. I should have given this to see. I decided one here is covalent. I think you guys will see what they mean. So you decide, is it covalent or is it ionic based on whether you have metal plus non-metal or non-metals? And then if it is covalent, and it is prefixes from ionic. Okay? I'll leave you to try it. Are you listening to that right now? Okay. Jasmine. Actually, I can bring it back to you, Jasmine. Never mind. You know how I'll bring it back to
What?
Kanisha. There you go. Olivia. Minji. Let me know if you need to know what you did wrong, okay? Erica. Leanne. I know, right? Kira. There you go. Layla's been away for a while. She's getting caught up. She's her test started today.
She needs to be pushed forward.
Yeah.
No, I did look funny. No.
Okay, everyone, we're in the last 5 minutes. We're going to go over page 57. So go sit down, turn to page 57, 5-7. Quiz number 6 is all about mixed naming. So if you have finished quiz number 5, this is what you're going to be working on for homework tonight, is you're going to be taking a look at, you're going to be taking a look at page 59, okay, which has you're going to be taking a look at page 58, all right? And on page, let's just go to page 58. Okay? And we're going to do a few of them together. First thing you're going to decide is it ionic or is it molecular covalent? So I'm going to put a C here instead. So let's try the very, very first one. This is page 58, I think. Is AlHCO3 ionic or is it covalent, and how do you know? Al is a metal, therefore it is ionic. Does the name need prefixes? No. So we're just going to write over here no prefixes. So to remind ourselves, does it need a Roman numeral? Is aluminum in the red zone? Go look at your periodic table. Is aluminum in the red zone? No, so it needs no Roman numeral. So what would you name this thing? You would name it aluminum. And then you would name the rest of this. What is the name of that thing? HCO3. Go look on your pink sheet or your green sheet. Bicarbonate. So I think almost everyone has finished quiz 4. If you're prepping for quiz 4, this is what you're working on. If you've not done quiz 5, this is what you're working on. But if you have finished quiz 5 for homework, you are going to do prep for quiz 6. And that is on page 58. Pages 57 to 58. So you decide, have I finished quiz? Have I not done quiz 4? I do the quiz 4 prep. Have I not done quiz 5? I do the quiz 5 prep. Have I not done quiz 6? I do the quiz 6 prep. Okay, that is your homework. I will put that up on Teams as well, but feel free to take a picture. I'll hit the lights so it's a little easier to see. And I'm going to go get myself some water while the hallway's still kind of empty. So I will see you guys. Pardon me? Yeah? So pick your poison. I don't really think I can. Like, honestly, I don't need you doing work that you don't need to do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I understand. I understand. I've forgotten that I love that. Okay, cool.
Whoa, guess what? I don't remember this time. I think it's all the way. So curious. There's no starting. What's that yellow? Yeah. I thought you were something. Dang,
Like that's like totally not all that. I let him get up. I'm not sure if they're on this.
He said, what did you do? Did he get squirt? I feel like just in the back of their head. Now he said, how the conversation? Oh, it also not. I'm not paying this time.
No, this is bad, bro. It's very bad. I want to see what Brian said. Brian said so. Okay. Brian's gonna get trolled. Take a seat. My arm is so bad. I'm saying, I don't see you. I'm gonna do this. I'm funny. You're saying by yourself. Bro, like, I'll do it. You're like saying good stuff about him without what's your answer? Oh yeah, Daniel sat down and guess what? One day he gets like so useless. So he was a real experience. Oh. Bro, I think we're right on today. No, no worry. I'll push it out. Oh, you have to include monkey. I didn't take your water. I swear I took your water. Me. No, I'm it's like, oh, where's that water?
Oh, no, I know.
Okay, go. Oh, shit. What? Go. Wait, no, why don't we get me with your
Okay, I think the bell has gone and somehow I missed it. So make sure you've got your book out. Shh. Get your book out. Turn to page 49. Even if you have not done quiz 4 yet, there's still a few people who were open and thus and so who have not yet done quiz 4. This will actually help you review for it because it uses the same concepts. So, books out, page 49. Where is everybody today? Okay, I got to write down everybody so I remember to do it in the attendance. Let's see, who's away? We've got...
Oh, John, I only have like a fifth of the drink. Okay.
Patricio, Crochet.
No, I already did up till quiz. No, but I already did up to quiz.
Neville.
What?
Greg.
Oh, shut up.
Andre. And Chloe.
Oh,
Bro, John, at least I did
Okay.
something. Okay, but I'm just.
Okay, so here we are combining two things. If you've already done quiz 5, feel free to go ahead and prep for quiz 6. And if you've done quiz 6, start reading ahead and prepping for quiz 7, okay? Like don't limit yourself. But we're going to go over quiz 5 because that's where a lot of people are right now. And like I said, it's also good review for quiz 4 if you have not yet written that. So here we have a combination, yes. There will be a unit test at the end of this.
What will it be on?
It will just be like all the different types mixed together. All the different types of naming mixed together, all the different types. We're also going to write formulas. There'll be all the different types of formulas mixed together. So actually quiz number 6 will look like half the test. Okay, except for how the test will be twice or 3 times as long as that because that's only 6 questions. So I'll give you like maybe 18 or 20 questions. Okay? All right. So in a compound like SnNO3, first of all, is this ionic or is it molecular, and how do you know? And if you do not, is there anyone who does not have a red zone periodic table? Or does not have a table of polyatomic ions? Make sure you have those out. And if you need one, come and get one. Okay. All right. What type of element is Sn? Layla, get off your phone. Lena, I'm sorry, not Layla. What's wrong with me? Okay, so we have Sn. Who is Sn?
It's tin.
It's tin, and tin is a metal. Is tin a red zone metal?
Yes.
Yes. Why will this thing not draw a straight line for me? How many tins do we have? Yes. Yes. How many tins do we have? Just one. Now, this is the trickier question. All the rest of this is a polyatomic ion. How many do we have?
2.
How many of that polyatomic ion do we have? We have
2.
2. Okay? When you're looking to find the number of a polyatomic ion, always look outside the brackets. Some people are tempted to say that there are 3 because they see the little 3 here, but it's not 3. Okay, we're going to look outside the brackets. To find how many polyatomic ions. Okay? So now that we know how many, step 1 is that we are going to write out all the ions. Write out all the ions. So we know that there is 1 tin. Whoa, what happened there? That was crazy. We know that there's 1 tin, so we just write 1 tin, okay, Sn. And there are 2 NO3. Okay, 2 NO3. So we write NO3, NO3. And if you want to know what that would actually look like, we would actually have NO3, which is a polyatomic ion. And we would have NO3, which is a polyatomic ion. And we have SN, which is in the red zone. So that tells us that we're going to need to use our green sheet or our pink sheet to find the polyatomic ion's charge and name. And then we will also have to find the Roman numeral. Okay, so here we have written 1 SN and 2 NO3s. So step 1, write out all the ions. Step 2, find the charge of the negative ion. So we are looking for the negative ion charge. Could you please go on your green or pink sheet and find the charge of NO3? And if you don't have one of those, please feel free to go to the front table and help yourself. There are extras there. What is the charge of that NO3? It is negative. So we got negative and we have negative. Now, what does it mean when it just says negative? How much negative is that? When it just says negative, that means -1. Okay, so we've got -1. Step number 3. So step number 1, write out all the ions. Step number 2, find the charge of the negative ion. Step number 3, find the total negative charge. So what we're going to do is we are going to add this up. What do we get when we add -1 plus -1? We get -2. Step number 1, write out the ions. Step number 2, find the charge of the negative ion. Step number 3, find the total negative charge. And now step number 4, the total positive is equal to the total negative. So positive charge is equal to negative charge. Your total positive is the total negative. So if our negative charge is -2, that's our total negative. Then if I go over here to my positive, what does the positive charge have to equal? It also has to equal 2. Okay? And finally, step 5, you're going to spread out the total positive charge onto the cations. There's not much spreading out to do here because how many cations do we have? We only have 1 cation. So all that +2 has to go onto that 1 tin ion. And once you know that, that number right there is your Roman numeral 2. Okay? So this would be known then as tin 2. And then you go and look up the name. What is the name for NO3? What is the name for NO3? Nitrate. Nitrate. Okay. Okay, next one on our next page. So this is page 50. Okay, so page 50. Our formula here is FePO4. So who is the cation there? Who's the cation in FePO4? Will? That's part of our anion, actually. Okay, our cation is going to be the very first thing in the formula. Okay, so the cation is the very first thing that we come across. So if it's the very first thing we come across, who is it? It is, Andre? It's Fe, yeah? Okay, so we got Fe, that's our cation. And what does that mean about our anion? Who is the anion? Everything else, the PO4. So the PO4 is the anion. And now we're going to ask ourselves, how many Fe's do we have? We have one Fe, okay? And this is where the trickiest part comes in. How many phosphates do we have? I guarantee you, even if no one is brave enough to say it, a lot of people want to say 4. And if you're thinking to yourself, I wanted to say 4, just bear in mind that usually about at least 2/3 of my students want to say 4. Yes? However, that little 4 there doesn't tell you that there's 4 phosphates. It tells you that when you have one phosphate contains 4 O atoms, but we really only have one phosphate. So the 4 does not tell us how many phosphates we have. The only thing it tells us is that phosphate contains 4 O atoms. So, how many phosphates do we have? Only 1. If there are no brackets, you always just have one of that polyatomic ion. The moment you put brackets on it, you're going to have a number on the outside that tells you you have more than 1. But if there's no brackets, how many polyatomic ion? This side of the room.
1.
No brackets. How many of the polyatomic ion? 1. This side of the room. How do you know if you have only one of the polyatomic ion? No brackets. Okay? So no brackets. Only one of the, and I'm just going to call it a PAI for polyatomic ion because that's a long word and I'm running out of space. Okay? So in the meantime, what we've done is we've drawn one iron and we have drawn one phosphate because remember your first job is to write out the ions. Once we have written out the ions, what do we do next? We find the charge. Where would you find the charge of PO4? On your sheet. So go look up the charge of PO4. What is the charge of PO4? -3. And there's only one phosphate, so if we have to now add up the charge to get the total negative, what's the total negative? You guys are killing me. There's only one phosphate that has a charge of -3. What's the total negative charge? You got one thing with -3. What's the total? -3. Okay, thank you. -3. All right. Positive charge. What does it have to equal?
0.
The whole thing has to equal 0. So if the negative is -3, the positive has to be +3. Okay, good. And again, this is pretty simple because there's only one Fe. How much of that +3 does this Fe get? It gets all of it, right? Because there's no one else to share it with. So it's 3 positive. And what does that 3 tell us? It tells us the charge which we use for the Roman numeral. Okay, so now we have iron, Roman numeral 3, phosphates. And what that has told us is that we have Fe3+. That 3+ is that 3 right there. Okay. And once again, I've just written here, if there are no brackets, just a reminder, what's true if there are no brackets? There's only one what? Polyatomic ion. Okay. Only one polyatomic ion. All right. And we just did this up there, so we're not going to write it here. So we're going to skip to our next page. And in fact, I'm going to do this on the side, but you have it all written out here. So you don't have to write it down if you don't want to, but you can watch it happen live over here. Cu2, SO4. Does Cu need a Roman numeral? Yes or no? Yes, it is in the red zone. All right, so we look at it and we say, okay, I got Cu. How many Cus? We got 2 Cus. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to draw a Cu, and I'm going to draw a second Cu showing the 2 Cus. All the rest is the anion. How many? Is it 1 or is it 4? 1. How do we know it's 1? Because there's no brackets, okay? So we got 1 SO4. So over here, we're going to go and we're going to write 1 SO4. What is our next step? We've written out the ions. What's our next step? Find the charge. Who do we find the charge of? The negative ion. So we're going to find the charge. Please tell me what the charge of SO4 is. -2. So I got a 2 minus. What do I do after my finding charge? I add it up to find the total negative. Oh, not much to add. It's just 2 minus. So this is just 2 minus. Once you know the negative, what do you find? The positive. What can you say about these two? They will be the same. So this is going to be 2 positive. And the one thing that is different about this example than the previous examples is we have more than one metal ion. So what do we have to do with this 2 positive charge? It has to be split up so that the copper plus the copper will give 2 plus. What is the charge of each copper? 1. 1 plus. 1 plus. And if copper is 1 plus, that tells us that our Roman numeral is 1. So our name then will be copper 1. And then what is the name of SO4? Sulfate. Okay? So I could go through more examples, or I can just let you practice, and I think you might get more out of just practicing at this time. Okay? And if you have questions, you're going to call me over. If you've not yet completed quiz 4, Tristan, Layla, Lena, and Arna, you need to complete quiz 4 today. If you have questions about quiz 4 before you do it, let me know. I can help you out with it. Okay? So if you're prepping for quiz 4, pages 24 to 25, 26 to 27. If you're done quiz 4, prep for quiz 5, page 48, 53 to 54, and 56. What if I'm done all that? You're going to prep for quiz 6, which is pages 57, 58. Okay?
So last week I did 5.
Yes.
This does yes. I kind of forgot.
Well, then what we're going to do is we're going to
So these did not evaluate all of those ones to be equal, some of them will and some of them won't. So the next one will be on
it's actually more complicated than design. Simple and multivalent. Multivalent that need more that become more than they're the ones that we roll in. You're gonna have to decide, do I need a numeral or do I not? It does represent part of the.
This was a
I know. Yeah, and we were one but no, the key thing is when you're doing polyatomic, I want to check for you for different brackets. Yeah. When you start to see how it goes, check right? Your quiz I remember this now.
Yeah.
Hopefully I put it down here. Because that would have been clever. And I did. Oh, there we go. Pardon me? Yeah. Yeah, so you need to. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so quiz, you're doing quiz 2? 4. Quiz 4. Okay, do you know where to find it? Okay, walk with me. Okay? We're going back here. Find it. So what you're asking is you see from just right there, where we write down. Let's do this one. A little more down. You're gonna write down like that.
Thing is too. There's 3 oxygen, not 3 carbon.
Yes.
Oh, it said there was 3 carbon. There's 3 oxygen.
John. It was manganese too. It was manganese. It was too. Don't forget. Oh, you already did this? No, bro. You're like, what do you I helped you.
No.
Yeah, like, what are you saying? Now, this is not block. Bro, what? Bro, no. What's about it? What's about it? Hey, I thought that.
Okay. You need to figure it out.
What? Quiz 9? Quiz 9 is just your makeup. You already did quiz 9? Yeah. Quiz 8. Quiz 8 is.
Okay. Now, quiz 3 is like,
not really.
Yeah.
Sounds like I. If it's I, then it's typo.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Right is the. It's like, for example, it's like HCl. HCl. Fluoride becomes fluoride. So
Yeah.
no, just kidding me. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what?
You got 5 out of 6 on 3. So wait, I just have to all and go back here.
Because it's not the red zone, it's below, so
Bro, I feel this, yeah.
And you need the wrong.
Nah, it's not. It's C.
Oh, you said.
I don't know.
You shut up. So what we're gonna do is we are going to, where does it go? There we go. Okay, so you're going to step one, write it all out. Step two, find the charge of the negative ion. So now you know the sulfide is negative 2 then the total negative charge will be negative 2. Right now, find the total negative charge, that would be negative 4, because then have the negative 2. There's none of these ones in this
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So any like single element of ions. That's all it. Cool. Hi. Yeah. Okay.
This will be forgotten.
Yes. Good.
Uh-oh, bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Okay. Walk. Here we are. Matthias, you still need to do quiz 5. Okay? Unless you just did it now. Did you just do it now? No. Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Layla.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take
So you're doing it correctly. The only thing is that silver and aluminum and sodium,
Yes.
silver and aluminum and sodium are not in the red zone, so we do not use a Roman numeral with them. Only ones that are in red. So you would just go through here and be like, no, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. And where was the other one? Whoops. No, I don't want that. Okay. So try again. It's just that one little thing that you did wrong. You just need to, yeah. I know. Yeah. Well, I don't think you need the pink sheet for this one. Do you want a pink sheet though? Do you need one? Oh, different quiz? Yeah, so you're gonna go find quiz 4B. Do you know where to find that? Okay, cool. Okay, and that I needed to give Hi.
Okay, so I did quiz 5.
Yeah.
But it was kind of rushed.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Ian, why did you do this to my water bottle?
I did.
Okay,
do
leave
that.
him alone. He's asking me a question. Thank you.
So I did quiz 5.
Yeah.
Kind of rushed at the end.
Yeah.
So I crammed it all the way.
Yeah.
I got a good mark. That's 5
Yeah.
out of 6 or something.
But
now
you've forgotten
I've
because it's been the whole
everything.
weekend, right? Yeah. Gotcha.
Is there a way for you to like help me fresh?
Yes, absolutely. So what you're going to do with each of these is you're going to say, first of all, does it need a Roman numeral?
So AL.
Yeah. And you'll go here and you'll be like, does it need a Roman numeral?
No.
So you're going to say no Roman numeral. Okay, so I'm just moving a little bit.
Okay, cool.
K, does K need a Roman numeral?
No.
No.
How do you know where they are?
Li, because I've been working with the periodic table since I was 14 years old, just like you all, but now I'm 52. So how many years does that give me with the periodic table? Somewhere in the neighborhood of like 38 years, I think. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I should know where it is. I have been doing this 3 times longer than you've been alive almost. So, you know, right?
Yeah.
All right, lithium. No. Tin.
Tin?
SN.
SN. Okay. Yes.
Aluminum.
AL. Yeah. No.
Lead. PB. Yeah.
I'm doing a quiz right now. I'm doing a quiz right now.
Yes.
PB. Yes. Okay. So once you know that, then you know what we were doing today, where you wrote out the ions.
Yeah.
You follow the steps, you write out the ions, you find the charge of it. That's how you do it. So you're going to go practice a few of these. Okay, so for these ones, it's just writing out the name. And then for these ones, you're going to get yourself some extra paper or maybe do it on the side here. So you can figure out what the charge is.
The thing that confuses me though is
Uh-huh.
the O.
Uh-huh.
Like there's no NO or something like that. I can't find it in the periodic table.
Ooh, that's because that is where you need your green.
Oh, so we already starting to use that?
Yeah, so this here,
I forgot.
anytime you see like, you're like, ooh, complicated. Complicated is on the green sheets.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll say PO4, this is alphabetical by the ion formula. So you'll say PO4, 3 minus is phosphate. And you'll say NO2, who is NO2? NO2 is nitrate.
But it says minus.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
Did I get the two? I didn't.
Free test, yes. There you go, use a periodic table, okay? All right, where did I get to here? There we go, all right. Mhm.
This is okay. I take the
Mhm.
5.
Thank you. Yes. Sophia D. She's in the washroom. Come on up and see me, Arna.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
Which one? Isn't the charge
Yo, it's
negative
all
one,
taken.
but there's like 3 ions?
So that gives you a total of negative 3.
Oh.
Mhm. Alex.
Yeah, I knew I messed that one up. That's why I did. That's why I redid it. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Water bottle. Give me it too. Oh,
Because that's the name of the polyatomic ion. You're not changing the ending to 8. That is the ending of the polyatomic ion. And you just read it off the green sheet. Okay? Yeah. Zidane. That's nice to see. Okay, good. Good.
This is why I'm thinking with the.
Will.
Why is your hand moving?
So everything looks really good. You got the charge here right and everything, which is the trickiest part. You just mixed up manganese with magnesium, which is one of like, it's such a common mistake. And you just forgot carbonate. I don't know, I just forgot the ending there. So good job. Okay. Thank you.
You have to make it. You have to make it. Yes. So how many silvers?
Sean.
Me or Sean? This one's
Huh?
me or Sean?
Sean.
Oh, John.
Sean.
Not how many extra.
Hello. So good. The only thing you did was you mixed up manganese with magnesium. But the number is right, and you got the carbonate correct, so I gave you a half on that one. Okay, so that's 5.5 out of 6. Good job, Sean. You're working hard?
How many
Are you proud of me?
I am proud of you. Are you proud of you? More important.
Why? Yeah, so that's the silver. It's silver ion.
Andre.
Let's see.
Andre, not here? No, Andre. Okay. Lauren. Okay, Lauren. This is question 5, and just that one. And I think what you did is you got the. I don't know what happened. Oh, you thought there were 3 of them. Remember, there's no brackets, so there's only 1. Yeah.
Oh, sure. I failed.
Sophia Kim. Layla. The next version, so instead of 4A, you would do 4C. But I'm just gonna do like we don't want to spend all day doing this. Yours good? That's okay. No worries. No worries.
What?
Yeah, because
No,
it's
what?
2 can't go for 3.
No, 2 chromium and 3 sulfides.
Jade. You just forgot the ending. Yeah, yeah.
Most of them, we have team right?
Oh yeah.
No.
Matthias. Lena. That's why you can't be on your phone anymore. Because you're just missing things, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we have.
Where's my?
Yeah, yours is right here. So there you go.
Thank you.
So this is good. Now this one, how did you figure out that one? Oh.
I saw
So sulfur, you see, you saw sulfur, so you've got S. How many S's do you have?
One.
How many? It's a monatomic ion.
Oh.
Not a polyatomic ion, so you have 3. Okay, so that's gonna make a difference there, okay? And it'll be 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus equals 6 minus.
Yeah.
And then you've got AU, AU. And so what would the charge on each of those be? 3, okay, good.
I put 3, but then I erased it.
Is silver in the red zone?
No.
So does it need a Roman numeral? No, so we're just gonna get rid of that. How about aluminum?
No.
No. Okay, yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Did you say this is using a spread?
This one, yes.
Quiz 5. Okay. What's the other one? What's the other one have?
So the next one, what you'll be looking at, and then we'll be going over this in about 5 or 10 minutes. Book. Okay, so what you're gonna do is on page 57, 58. So page 57, it kind of gives you like a little flow chart to say, if I start with a metal or NH4, I am ionic. Okay, so if you start with a metal or NH4, it's an ionic compound. If it's an ionic compound, you have to decide if you're in the red zone or if you're not in the red zone. Yeah? And then you would just name it normally. Okay?
Wait, what? Or if it's like
Or H222 plus, but that's a metal. So even H2 is a metal, so it doesn't really matter. And then you have to decide, is it covalent? In which case you will use prefixes. So what you're going to do over here is you're going to go through and you're going to say, basically, you're going to say, is it ionic or is it covalent? Okay, so this one starts with aluminum. Is it ionic or covalent? It's ionic. If it is ionic, you have to decide, does it need a Roman numeral or not? So we have no Roman numeral. Roman numeral, no. Okay. And does it need prefixes? If it's ionic? No.
Does it end with I though?
No prefixes.
Does it end with I?
It will end with "ide" if you have a single atom, but if you have a polyatomic ion, it will end in whatever the
Wait, what
polyatomic
would the single atom look like this?
Yes,
Size?
yes. Anything where you just have like sulfide, oxide, chloride, oxide, sulfide, fluoride, yeah. Okay, so anything where it's not complicated, that is S sulfide. Yeah, okay? So you're gonna decide, is it ionic, molecular? If it's ionic, you have to decide, does it need a Roman numeral? If it's molecular or covalent, then you have to use prefixes. Okay, so you can practice that. Oh, that's fine. Sweet. Okay, what have I got here? Andre, are you back yet? Andre has fallen in. Okay, Matthias.
Look at this.
So this one's just a tiny little spelling mistake. Fluoride, not fluoride. This one, I think you saw the total positive charge was 6 and you wrote 6. But we have 3 leads, 1, 2, 3, so that what would each of them
I
be?
thought like if there wasn't the bracket, there was just one.
That's just for polyatomic ions. So for monatomic ions, the numbers do matter. Okay? So for example, if I had a 2 here, that would be 2 calciums. Okay, but I is that good?
I've been doing quizzes without having any other questions. I've been doing quizzes without doing any other questions. I just get it.
Zidane.
Yeah, plus one.
You can like be proud of you. Good. Are you proud of yourself? You should be. Good. Tristan.
What do you think about the quiz on like me and
No, you did not. Oh, I'm sorry. This one you did. Because sodium is not in the red zone. Okay? Yeah. You can totally retake that. So what you'll do is you'll go find quiz 4, what is it, 4B? Okay? Hash.
So by
Yui. Oh, you're here? Go do your thing first, whatever you're gonna do. Yeah. So for this one, when you look it up on here, the NH4 is ammonium. Okay? So that's just a silly little mistake. This one here, I noticed that you wrote CO. We don't have CO 3 times. If I had CO 3 times, what that would look like is it would look like this. Okay. Yeah, CO3. So you just have one of those. Okay. It's 2 negative, which means that manganese, there's only one of those. That'll be 2 positive. So it'll be manganese. Okay. And lead. Lead is in the red zone, so it needs a Roman numeral. Okay? Yeah. Alrighty? Okay. So you can try that one again if you want to.
let's say
Arna!
But then it cuts its energy use down to 500 watts, then it wouldn't have to really
Vlad sent me that yesterday. Oh, Sean, you're in strong. Oh yeah. I bet.
Oh, and yeah, you don't need that there. No, no. Oh, and it's because it's a capital letter. That's why it's N capital A. Yeah.
But then
John. John.
Sean, you failed.
Thank you.
I failed you.
I did all the quizzes without doing any of the questions.
Oh. Matthias. Hi.
Is this the one?
I don't know, are the particle, are the atoms all the same?
Yeah, I guess.
Nice.
So.
Okay, did you want your quiz back? Okay, so let's just take a quick look at this. Okay, so potassium, not in the red zone, so that would be no Roman numeral.
Oh, I think I can take that.
Yeah, okay, and same thing with calcium. And same thing with beryllium. Yeah. Now, are there any others that were, no, the rest was fine. You were just putting in Roman numerals. Okay?
Shut up.
Alex.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Alex, what you got? I won't judge. I won't judge. Oh, you got it.
I'm reading this.
Okay. Oh no.
That's what I know. Did I do 3?
You got a 6 on quiz 3, so you don't need to do 3B. But you can come and check your last quiz when you got it. Okay. Okay, I don't know where you're getting these names from, but when it's an element in here, so if we go, I got Cl, here is Cl, there's nothing else making it complicated. So it's going to become chloride, which you did, okay? P is also in here. It's got nothing complicating it, so it's going to be phosphide.
Yeah, but you said if it's an ionic compound, it has to have that.
No, I did not. I said if it is a polyatomic ion, then you look it up here and it will tell you. So if you had PO3, you would know that's phosphate. But don't just throw 8s and 8s on anywhere, okay? Anything other than the ides, yeah, this would be 4, this would be 4, and that would be 2. So you're getting your Roman numerals correct. It was just that bit there. So if you want to do 4C, you can do 4C, okay? Huh?
They did it on this one too.
Yeah.
And you didn't point it out, so I
Oh,
was like,
I think it was because I was noticing other things, so sorry about that. Baran.
No, I said it in English. Oh, thank you.
Tristan. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a moment and we're going to go to page 58. Okay, we are on page 58, so your phones are away, and you're on page 58. Because lots of people are now finished quiz 5, so we need to make sure you've got the tools to go home and study for quiz 6 if you haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Third time's a charm. Yeah. Yep. Third time's a charm.
Okay.
Yep, Alex.
Alrighty, page 58. If you Andre, page 58. If you just came in, page 58. Phones away. Okay. To the left of the number, you're going to write whether the compound is ionic or molecular. So over here, or you can actually use a C for covalent. Let's look at this first one. We start with Al. What is Al? What type of element? What type of element is Al? We're on page 58. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is a metal. If your compound starts with a metal, then what type of compound do you have?
Ionic.
You have an ionic compound. If you have an ionic compound, so we know we're going to write down that this is ionic. If it's ionic, do we need prefixes? No, ionic compounds do not use prefixes. Do we need a Roman numeral?
No.
You're going to look at aluminum. It is not in the red zone. So does it need a Roman numeral? No. Sometimes my pen goes crazy. I think you guys have probably noticed that by now. So all you do is you're going to name it. You're going to go over here and you're going to say, I'm going to name my metal aluminum. I'm not going to use a Roman numeral. I'm not going to use prefixes. Of course, you don't have to write this bit down, right? That's crazy. What are you going to do with this HCO3? Where are you going to look? You're going to look on your pink or green sheet, and that's going to look like this one. No, not that one. No, not that one. Where is it? Oh, there we go. HCO3. Who is HCO3? Hydrogen carbonate or bicarbonate. So you could name this compound aluminum bicarbonate, or you could name it aluminum hydrogen carbonate. Number 2. Is number 2 ionic or is it covalent? I know you know. Tell your partner, is number 2 ionic or covalent, and how do you know?
It's not ionic. It's ionic.
Iron is a metal, therefore it is ionic. If it's ionic, do we use prefixes? No, no prefixes. Zidane, could you close the door for us, please? Thank you. Are we going to use a Roman numeral? Yes, because iron is in the red zone. So we are going to use a Roman numeral. So we are going to name this iron, Roman numeral, and then what do we name Cl? Cl is not a polyatomic ion, it's just a regular monatomic anion. That would be chloride. And you might need, if you need to draw it out, you might need some scrap paper. You might need to say, I've got 3 Cls. Negative, negative, negative gives me -3. That means that my iron, +3, so that's going to be iron 3 chloride. So that's what you're going to be doing for each of them. How about one last one? CS3. Is that ionic or covalent? Covalent, because they're both non-metals. So do we use prefixes? Yes. Do we use a Roman numeral? No. So what do we write for one carbon? We got one carbon, so we just write carbon, because we leave mono off the first word. And then we have 3 sulfur. So what do we write? Trisulfide. So if you're looking for what to do for homework, if you've not yet done quiz 4, there it is. Quiz 5, there it is. Quiz 6, there it is. And if you're past that, feel free to work ahead. Okay? Yes.
I don't think, I think I messed up.
Okay.
Because, I wasn't thinking of the organic one. I was just, I just realized that.